I dressed up today because
I didn't. I'm so sorry.
no. Well, I thought, this is like, Hollywood.
I know. I love that the tie matches the vest. Very chic.
I've had this since my high school graduation.
Really, it's that old.
I know, right?
Vintage by now.
What the voice that you are hearing is the wonderful Greg Schreiner. I'm just gonna say your name, Greg Schreiner. There he is. Oh, hello.
Hi, David.
How you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
Good, good. I have this whole thing worked up, but I love how it just flows sometimes. I
Okay.
wrote down, this man has magic hands. He plays the piano for so many. He's a collector who has an eye for the beautiful costumes of the Hollywood past. He has created Hollywood Revisited. He is loving and extravagant. That's what I.
Wow, quite an intro.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna throw out a name. See
Okay,
what comes up for you.
okay.
Marilyn Monroe.
Ah, the love of my life.
Uh-huh.
I could talk about her for the whole session, and that would be it. I have adored her my entire life, and starting in 1982, I actually became president of her fan club, and I still am. Today it's called Marilyn Remembered, and it's a club open for anyone who loves Marilyn Monroe. In fact, if you love her, you just go to marilynremembered.org, and you can join for free, no charge, and become a member. And up until recently, we were having events all the time. Right now, we're sort of on hold, obviously, because of the pandemic, but hopefully, again, we'll be starting up. And we still do some online things, so it's a great way to stay in touch with others who love Marilyn. And we also have a presence on Facebook. We have a page there where you can follow what we're up to there, too, as well.
So, what got you interested in Miss Monroe?
Well, I think it's because my parents took me as a young boy to a drive-in theater. Remember those drive-in theaters?
I heard they might be bringing him back.
They're practical now. Believe it or not, in Monroe, Wisconsin. Can you believe it? And they took me to see Some Like It Hot, and I absolutely could not believe this gorgeous woman on the screen I was seeing. Nobody looked like that where I lived. And I fell in love with her, and I don't know, I started collecting her as a young boy. And then when I moved to Los Angeles, oh my gosh, suddenly I was around people that actually knew her. And I felt I needed to do something, so I formed this club with a couple other people. And I've been president of the club ever since, and we have done remarkable things for her. We've done exhibits for her. I've been responsible for many documentaries on television, movies.
At the Hollywood Museum?
Out of the museum. I mean, and I personally have one of the larger collections now of items actually owned by Marilyn Monroe. So it's a remarkable thing to happen to me, and I am so grateful. And I can't believe where I've come from a little boy loving her to being one of the authorities and on her now, and also owning so much of her collectibles.
I love that. There are
Yeah.
two things that popped out at me. One, is there a collectible that you know that you'd like to have that you don't have, or are you pretty much like, I love what I have? Or
Well, I love what I have, and I'm grateful because I have a lot of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. I've always had my eye on the President Kennedy dress that she wore in 1962 to sing Happy Birthday. Unfortunately, every time I go to the auction, I just miss it by this much. The last time I went to get it at an auction, I went for, I think, $5.6 million. So I was a couple dollars short. Dang it, yeah. So probably I'll never see that unless, David, you want to loan me some of your wealth. And
Oh, sure, sure. Hello there.
hi there.
Oh, wonderful. Oh my God, yeah, right, my wealth. I'm rice and beans right now.
Yeah. Well, I guess that dress is not going to happen soon then.
Yeah.
No.
So you started with Marilyn Monroe, and did it like popcorn, or or diamonds? Did it go to interested in collecting other things?
Well, you know, the reason I started that actually is because Marilyn Monroe became more and more expensive because people were realizing her value.
Yeah.
So by the I would say the later 1980s, I started collecting her in the early 80s. Um, it was becoming almost impossible to get anything of Marilyn's anymore. But I was falling in love with movie costumes and the whole sort of ambience that came with it of owning things by stars and what they wore in the movies, and then seeing them on TV and having the costume sitting next to me on the sofa while I'm watching it and seeing it right there. And I thought, I'm going to start collecting other stars. So I did. And one day I woke up and I had 500 in my closet. And I go, whoa, how did this happen?
Do you ever like just say, I'm gonna wear that one today?
You know, I have worn things, but the men's things. I do collect men as well as women. I've never worn a woman's thing for several reasons, including the fact that I'm really too big for anything women-wise. So
Okay.
it wouldn't have worked even if I wanted to.
I know. Well, I do have to say I have one dress in there, and
I wanted, what is it?
it's like a '60s muumuu or something.
Uh-huh.
Very flowerful. It was my mother's, and it's so '60s that I wanted to save it. I've only worn it once for Halloween, but I look at it once in a while.
I bet you were stunning.
Me
Stunning.
and my little glasses.
Uh,
I put a hat on and a wig, and I was like, "Hello, let's get some gefilte fish." No,
you're a spitting image of your mother, I'm sure.
well, she doesn't have a New York accent
Okay.
because she's from Mississippi,
Okay.
but um, so gosh, I'm thinking about all the collectibles you have now. You might have some surprises for us. Yes, if you
Well, I brought a couple things in, three things to show you today.
now, is this from the Hollywood Revisited collection?
Well, everything is Hollywood Revisited, in the sense, what happened is because I had so many things, I decided there had to be some use for all these costumes. So I thought, why not put a show together using the costumes and have singers and dancers wear them and recreate moments from the golden age of Hollywood. And I would play piano, which I do for a living anyway,
Beautiful.
and narrate the show and make it into a really big production. So I did that way back then, and it's grown and grown now to where I have taken the show to some of the most major theaters in the country, and it's been very exciting to play in these 2,000 seat theaters and have a full house of people loving the show. It's amazing what if you have a dream and you keep pursuing it, it can happen,
Yeah.
and that is the case here. And if it hadn't been for the COVID-19, we'd be performing right now somewhere. But unfortunately, of course, that's at a halt at the moment. But we've had some grand adventures with the show. It's been a wonderful adventure, and I've got some very, very talented people performing in my show, and it's been a lot of fun.
I can't wait till we open up again so I could come see it again. I think the last time you were doing it in Palm Springs,
I did it at the Annenberg, was one of our last shows we did before everything shut down. Yeah, at the beautiful Annenberg Theater, and very successful. And we're supposed to be back there again next year, so we'll see,
right.
depending on what happens with all of this. Yeah,
By the way, what's your cat's name?
I don't have a cat.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Oh, a dog. I
I
saw some kind of animal in the back, and it looked like a cat.
I have three dachshunds, miniature dachshunds, Lucy and Fergie and Missy.
Oh, of course. I've
Yeah,
been there, so I should know.
you've seen them, definitely.
They're gorgeous. They're
They
gorgeous.
are.
And beside all the collecting that you do, I
Mhm.
want to thank you. I'm jumping a bit, and I'm going to come back, but you
Okay.
are a master piano player, and to have you play for me and play for everyone out there that comes to you, you brighten them up. with you.
Well, may I say on behalf of you, it's easy to play for you because you're musical and talented and those kind of people. It's not an effort. It happens. It's easy for me. You make me look good,
Oh,
sound good, because you're so good, and that helps a lot.
we go together like. So yes, let's see these outfits.
Okay, I have three for you. The first one was worn by Betty Davis
Yes.
in a movie called All About Eve. And it's a very famous dress. And in this particular scene, she's at a party, and she comes down the stairs to greet everybody. And she looks out at the crowd, and she goes, "Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night." That's the dress. And here's the dress. I'll see if I can get it in the screen for you here.
Oh my
Okay.
God. I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Thank you for this. This is exciting.
This is fine. So are you sort of seeing this? I hope you can.
Yes, that's the dress.
This is the dress.
Oh,
And interestingly, it was actually made for Claudette Colbert. She was supposed to be the star of the movie. And she had to bow at the last minute because she hurt her back.
oh,
So Betty Davis stepped in her place, and the dress did not quite fit Betty. And they didn't discover it until it was almost too late, and the shoulders didn't stay up, they fell off.
right.
Betty loved the way it looked that way, so that's why they left it in the film. The shoulders are off rather than up where they should have been. So it's kind of fun that little story, and it's got mink cuffs and mink pockets, kind of fun. And very voluminous. You can't see all of it, but it's a huge skirt. And of course, she looks fantastic in it. So it's a great story.
Betty Davis is
Yeah.
All About Eve.
All About Eve. That's the movie. A grand movie. One of the best.
Oh,
And Edith Head creation.
oh my God, that in itself is a.
Yeah. Well,
oh,
that's a fun one.
That's amazing. Thank you for that.
Then I brought a male costume because I figured you needed to see that, and hopefully you can be showing the video or the stills of them.
Oh yeah, we're showing them.
This is a costume from a movie called Shakespeare in Love.
Yes.
It's Joseph Fiennes' Romeo costume.
Oh my God.
Kind of see here. It's absolutely stunningly made. Beatrice Dawson made it, and she won the Academy Award for Best Costume Design. It's really gorgeous costume. Of course, he really filled it out beautifully too, if you remember in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, so that
Now,
didn't hurt either.
tell me,
Yes.
is that a costume you've worn?
Yes.
I tell you, I wanted to jump right through that screen into that costume right now.
I can actually say I've been in Joseph Fiennes' pants.
Oh!
You may want to edit that out. I don't know.
No. Why not? Why? It's perfect.
It's such a gorgeously made costume that I thought you would appreciate that aspect
Yeah.
of it. It's really stunning.
That really is stunning. Wow.
Oh,
And I love the colors. I mean, blue is my favorite, but then with the gold, it's amazing.
gold, and then it's got jewels and beadwork and things too. It's just really, really stunning. And then to conclude, I brought, I think, one of your favorite stars and mine, Barbara Streisand.
Ah!
This is from Funny Girl, or Funny Lady, excuse me, Funny Lady. This is a very unusual costume, and you'll see with the still a picture of her wearing this. It's an Arabian costume that she wears in the movie, and it even has a hat that goes with it.
Oh my God, look at that.
Kind of fun. And a number in the movie, and I'm a big fan of Barbara Streisand, so of course I wanted to show this one. And this is a Bob Mackie creation. Bob Mackie's one of the best designers of that kind of glitzy, beaded kind of thing. He's really a genius at that. And if you can see how gorgeous this is, covered in pearls and other jewels and rhinestones, and quite stunning.
Look at those pearls.
I know. They are gorgeous, aren't they?
Oh my God.
So
I mean, to hear those names, to hear Streisand and Betty Davis, and then Edith Head, and the designers, the stars, and they're all right there. Such history. It's
Yeah.
like oozing out of the screen.
Well, that's my dream, is to save a bit of that history so it's not lost for the world, and also for people to get to enjoy some of this through my show, Hollywood Revisited, where we relive again. Because I think people are kind of forgetting about old Hollywood because we don't have access to it like we should.
Yeah.
I think a lot of younger people are not realizing the great heritage that we have of these wonderful old movies that are really good. There are good movies made before 2000,
Oh,
and we have to recognize that. And some of them are even black and white, and it's okay. You know, black and white's okay to watch. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
The way the Wizard of Oz started out was black and white, right? And we all know that one.
yeah. So it's okay. Black and white's okay to watch. Yeah.
Well, I have to catch up on my movies after 2000.
Yes, that too. I'm well way behind in those as well. But anyway, here's three great costumes from three great movies.
Oh.
So I recommend any of these movies, and you'll see the costumes, and you'll enjoy the movies just because they're great movies too.
It is, I'm really taking it all in, how it, you start with even just, you look at one bead, and then you look at the more beads and the whole outfit, and then you find out who made it, and then who wore it, and what movie it was in. It's just amazing, and it's such history.
There is, and it's important to recognize all of that, and because things are different today. There's no studio system, so most of the studios do not have costume departments anymore. If they need something made, they have to do it outside of the studio, and it's not the same kind of a thing as back then, where the studio did it all for you right on the lot. So it's another era.
Another era.
Yeah.
So, as I mentioned before, you are a beautiful and amazing, wonderful musician.
I try.
No, you do. I mean, you performed at the Los Angeles Concert Orchestra, Santa Monica Symphony, UCLA, and you performed at the 1984 Olympics?
Yes, I was 5 years old at the time, but
I must have been 3.
I was a student at I had just graduated from UCLA, and I had actually performed the Rhapsody in Blue with the UCLA Orchestra at Royce Hall. So I already knew it. And that's what they were looking for, people that could play Rhapsody in Blue for the Olympics. So I was one of 84 pianists chosen from all over the country to be in that particular production. And we all had our own grand pianos at the same time in 1984. I know you weren't even born yet, so you weren't aware of that, but
I was a
no.
that was a little floating something or the other. No,
Right.
I was born.
Okay.
The 60s, my dear.
Ah, yes, okay.
The 84, that must have been like one of those moments you don't forget.
Well, it was certainly, yeah, it was an amazing event. When I think about the amount of people that watched me that day, I mean, there were like billions of people watching that.
Yeah.
I've never had such a big audience in my entire life. And the whole production, to be a part of it, was the most, I think, best production ever for an opening ceremonies of an Olympics. We went all out here, and we had all the Hollywood glitz and glamour going on, and it was really an amazing event, and I was grateful to be a part of it.
Were the pianos on different levels, or were they all?
We came through the archways of the Coliseum.
Yeah.
And they had built up like a stack of 5, so there were like 5 pianos on every tier, and then
I remember
they were
that.
motorized, and we all then came through we were at different levels along the way, and it was really something, a little scary, to be on these things that suddenly they tipped over, all these pianos and crashing down on the orchestra and the choir below us, but it all worked beautifully and came together, and we all wore baby blue tails outfits. And it was quite an event. I'm grateful to have that as a memory in my past. A really fun one.
Wow. I'm going to throw out a name.
Okay.
Karen Morrow.
Well, the the best of the best. She's an incredible singer, actress, and probably one of the nicest people you'll ever know.
Yeah.
She's generous and loving and caring, and she's my neighbor. How much more lucky can I get than that? You know,
Should be my neighbor.
and she is. It's like
Uh,
a dream come true. So I'm grateful to have her into my life, and I've been, I think, playing for her now. I want to say 25 years. For her class, and it's just been it's like I would pay her to do it. It's an amazing event to work with her and to learn from her and the people that have come through that have worked with her and what she does. She's a genius. Aside from being an incredible performer, if you ever watch any of her videos, you realize, and I've seen her in performance as well, she's just phenomenal. It doesn't get any
Powerhouse.
better than Karen Morrow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was one of the first people that I connected with for a class when I got to Los Angeles when I moved here.
And I think I was playing for it even back
I
then.
think so too, and that's probably where I met you.
Probably. Yeah.
Um, Now you've also performed for the PBS series In Search of Wisdom.
You've done some bio research. Yes. I did that. It was an interesting series on psychological issues, and I played the Shostakovich piano concerto for that event.
God, you could play for me because I have a lot of psychological issues. Nothing wrong with them. Just
Yeah.
give me some background music for my emotion at the time.
It was an interesting series and very well done. So I was really pleased to be a part of that. That was really a cool thing to do.
And you were the composer and performer for Masters of the Silent Screen.
I was. That was a 21-hour series. I did 21-hour shows. It took a whole summer to do of accompanying old silent movies. And it was just such fun. I got to see all these great old movies, and then they put it together into a series, which was not only broadcast on PBS, but it was also given out to universities around the country as a class you could take to
Yeah.
learn about old movies. And I don't know if it's still playing anywhere anymore. I doubt it. That
Yeah.
was a long time ago, but it was very well done. And I got to learn how to do that sort of improv thing that you do with old movies where you play along because they didn't have music. So every theater in the country would have a pianist playing along while the movie was going. So I was sort of doing what all those pianists used to do back in the days when that's all there was silent movies.
Wow.
And they would complement what was on the screen with what you were playing in the music.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was fun. It was really, I enjoyed it. It was hard work, but I did a whole summer of it and got through it.
Well, it seems like you followed your dream in life.
Well, I got to do a lot of fun things. I always wanted to be a movie star.
Mhm.
Never achieved that goal exactly, but through what I do, I'm a performer now, and I have actually been in several documentaries on television, and I was even in a movie in the sense that they made a movie about the club, Marilyn Remembered, which is an hour and a half one. It played at the Egyptian Theater in Hollywood, and it's a good movie. And so I got on the big screen at least once.
Oh, wow. What right now, what is your biggest dream?
I think to be able to perform again right now. I mean, that's my wish anyway. As far as dreams go, you know what? I've had a rich, full life. So aside from still hoping I'll be a movie star, I think I'm very happy doing what I'm doing because I love everything I do. I teach at a college, Santa Monica College, and I perform with my show, Hollywood Revisited. I'm president of the Marilyn Monroe Fan Club. I work with Karen Morrow. I mean, and I've got a fabulous church that I'm organist at.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have been incredibly lucky with my life, and I'm doing a lot of wonderful things with a lot of wonderful people. And how many people can be any happier than that? I don't know. It's like you got everything you need. I just want to start performing again.
You will.
Hollywood Revisited is a stunning musical and dance review, which showcases a dazzling lineup of costumes actually worn by the stars in the original Hollywood films.
Hit me, hot, watch me bounce, hit me when the hot done watch.
Set to the lush and classic music of old Hollywood, sung and danced by top performers from Hollywood and Broadway, Hollywood Revisited is a unique and entertaining musical spectacle where you get to see, experience, and learn about the one-of-a-kind costume creations of Hollywood's golden age. Greg Schreiner, the creator and host of Hollywood Revisited, is not only a classically trained piano virtuoso, but is also one of the foremost collectors of Hollywood's wardrobe treasures. Greg's legendary collection of over 350 unique designs has appeared in museums all around the world.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night. I feel groggy and weary and tragic, punchy and bleary and fresh out of magic, but alive.
You know, I just flew in to be here, and boy, are my arms tired.
For the many clients who book the show repeatedly, they are amazed that they are never given the same show twice. Because of the abundance of Greg's collection, Hollywood Revisited can be altered to fit your performance space and budgetary needs.
The greatest star!
Oh, do you like them? These are my summer diamonds. Some are, some aren't.
Bubbles, bangles, and beads.
We're excited to provide entertainment for your next corporate event, cruise voyage, or local performing arts center. Hollywood Revisited, the show that lets you reach out and touch the fabric that dressed the stars.
Hollywood!